Okay, so I'm in line waiting for the to pay for the parking. Tons of people here, and everyone's here for the first time, and no one has a clue which line to get into. There's multiple ways to do it, but it's not very user-friendly at all.
So I got up at 4 a.m. this morning to drive in to Azusa here to take the metro train to Pasadena to see the Rose Parade. It should save me anywhere from $25 to $100 in parking. Plus, I just thought it would be fun. I've never taken the metro rail before, and as you can see, there's a lot of people here. The sun hasn't even come up yet. I left the house at around 5:15, and it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half to get here, and so it's around 5:45 right now. The station, there are very few signs or directions, and it took all of us about 15 minutes just to figure out where the train was and where to pay for parking.
Okay, so I'm at the Citrus College station, and a very nice person who uses this all the time just helped me get my tap card. I don't think I would have figured it out on my own. Very complicated.
So I found that purchasing parking tickets and purchasing train tickets was very user unfriendly, and it seemed to be the same situation for everyone there, no matter what their age. So allow lots of extra time on your first visit to figure it out.
So Memorial Park is right after
We're gonna take a chance. And it's probably a little warmer there in back Georgia, right?
Undercoat.
Now, aren't they supposed to have like a second story or something?
on the Metro Link, this is just the regular Metro rail.
Oh, okay, so like the metro trains are the ones that have them too.
So there's two different.
So I just made it to the Lake Avenue exit here in Pasadena, and it's about 7 o'clock. It took about an hour and 15 minutes from the time I arrived at the Azusa train station, and I think it's only about 20-25 miles. So it took a while to figure everything out and to get here this morning. Not in a big hurry, so it's not a problem. And the parade doesn't start for an hour. It doesn't start until 8 o'clock, so I have plenty of time to get there. It's only 2 blocks away. So the first thing I see getting off the train is the Goodyear blimp up in the sky over the parade. And I start walking the 2 blocks south of the train station. And along the way, I see these a number of plaques that commemorate the history of the parade. They're on the sidewalk on Lake Avenue heading down south to Colorado Blvd. Looks like I arrived. I haven't seen these guys in a while. So here are some highlights from the parade.
Oh yeah, we're right here. We're right here in front of right here. Happy New Year! Woo! Yeah! Go Rose Parade!
The parade just ended, and I'm gonna walk around Pasadena a little bit, and then I'm gonna head back to the metro station. I'm gonna go to a different metro station than the one I went to this morning. Well, it turned out to be a lot warmer today than I was expecting. It was supposed to be, well, it was 50 degrees when I got here this morning. But I definitely could have worn my shorts. Now, I have to say that the one thing that really surprised me was that there are very, very few porta potties. There was one line about an hour long for porta potties. I started away, and then I thought, well, I'd missed the parade. So I actually found another street with a few porta potties that were kind of hidden away that no one saw. There was only maybe 25 people waiting.
Unite the tribes, my Indian people! SB
So that was the protest parade after the parade. On my way back to the metro station, I took a little detour through Old Town Pasadena and stopped by the City Hall here. It's a beautiful historic building, as you can see. It has a really nice courtyard and a fountain that's very popular with tourists and locals. It really reminds me of many of the fountains that I've seen in Europe. And just in front of City Hall is this really incredible memorial to Jackie Robinson.
I'm blinded when I shoot out, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah, well, even if you've got perfect vision, it's a little difficult to read.
Oh, it's African artifacts.
The baseball legend grew up in Pasadena and spent much of his life here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Seven straight ahead. 3 blocks down.
Okay, so there was a sign, a very tiny little sign, and I guess if you've been here before you would know, or if you've ridden the rail before you'd know to look that it's on both sides, but it's been probably like I'm swimming upstream here.
And you could do something different for 6 months straight.
That's pretty funny.
Just lay down.
Okay, so now there's the other side. Okay, so I got a tap my card. Which fortunately I do have my card. Okay, so that worked. So if you haven't been here before, here's what the kiosk looks like when you buy your passes. So as you saw, I just missed the train back to Azusa. They say it runs every 9 minutes. This morning it was more like every half hour. At least it seemed like it was every half hour. I hope it's going to stop. I guess we'll see here. So I'm back now in my car. It's around 12:30 now. I'm going to head back to Palm Springs. Should be back probably in an hour and a half or so. It's really not that far to Pasadena, which is great. And it was a great parade. I haven't been here. I was here, I think it was just once when I was a teenager. And they didn't have the metro line. They didn't have any trains or subways. They probably had a bus or two. But now the city has changed dramatically, and it's really cool. So save me money, and you know I like to save money. And so Happy New Year! Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.